Welcome to another Hooked on Chaos podcast where we talk all about knitting and crochet. This is episode 11 and it's been a while, which means we have loads of to talk about. I have 2 finished objects, 1 project you have seen before and 4 new cast-ons. So grab yourself a drink and your project so we can cozy up together for a bit. Let's talk about what I'm wearing. First, this is the Danica Pullover by I Love Tinderbox. This is one of the first sweaters I've made and I absolutely loved it. It is crocheted and it is on a kind of bigger needle. It is top down and it's all half double crochet. And it has a very cozy neck that I really enjoy. So I'll wear this loads. This is one of the more fitted sweaters I have. And I enjoy it. So, finished objects first. Today I have 2 finished scarves. One is the Easy Now Shawl by Miriam Molenbeek. I have finished it. It is blocked. And I love it. I've made the original pattern is made for DK weight, but I made this with fingering weight. And I just did 1 more repeat. Or that was my intention, but unfortunately I had a tiny bit shortest of yarn. So this is made with 200 grams of fingering weight yarn. I used the Black Hobie, the Black Friday Hobie sock yarn that they don't longer sell. But you know, you can use any sock yarn if you want to make it fingering weight. And just do 1 more repeat, then the pattern stated, and you have sort of the same. It doesn't differ that much. This is a very cozy shawl. I like triangle shawls because it fills the whole gap that my coat does not. So I really enjoy it, and I do wear it a lot. However, this yarn feels very soft on the skein, but actually wearing it is kind of itchy. I am very sensitive though. But if you have, you know, autism or ADHD and you're very sensitive to textures and stuff, this might be too much. It is the yarn, not the textures of the scarf. That is fine. I don't have problems with that. But the yarn is a bit itchy. But I finally finished it. It went on a hiatus because I was focusing on summer knits. So it took me a long time to make it. But it's done. I love the color. I wear it all the time. I hope the yarn softens up with wear and washes. So we will see about that. But this is the first finished project that I really enjoy. The other scarf I really enjoy is the Wanderer scarf. This is a crochet pattern. And we've made this for the Stitch Witch Club, which is a bi-monthly club where we either knit or crochet a pattern together, or more so a project. In November and December it were scarves. And one of the crochet version was the Wanderer scarf, which is a scarf with a hood. And it has a button, so you can wrap the scarf. You can just wear it in the back. I don't like that. Or you can wrap it like this. You can hang it like here, but I just like to wrap it again. And then put the end. I put another buttonhole and attach that. So that it is a very warm and cozy scarf with a hood. You can wear the hood off, just like this. So yeah, I really enjoy this. It's all double crochet. So it goes by fast. It is continuous, like you start in the middle of the hood, you go around, and then at some point you attach the scarf and you just go around again. The hood was way too deep for me. I already stopped earlier, but I should have stopped 5 more rows even. So 7 in total. I think then it would have been better, but I enjoy it nonetheless. I also made the scarf a tiny bit less long. I think I needed to cast on 220 stitches and I cast on 200. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. My project page is linked down below, but that also links to the pattern if you want to create it. Normally the hood is square and I don't like it when there is a pointy thing at the end. So what I've done inside is just I sewn in the corner. This is all. I've just sewn here, not even neatly. And then when you put it inside out, this is how it looks. And then all you have to do is sew on a button. It is a very easy project. That's why we did it with the club. The club is for people that either want to crochet and knit together while listening to an audiobook together, or for people who would like to learn to knit and crochet. So we usually pick easier patterns so that beginners can join. We also pick free patterns for that reason, so that we all can see into them and help each other out if necessary. I will link the Stitch Witch Club down below if you want to join. It is free. It is here on YouTube, and we also have a Discord where we can chat and you're easily here, get help if necessary. But that were the finished projects. Let's do whips, but do the one that you've seen before first, maybe. This is the Lusk Tee by Rebecca Clow. I am making the fingering weight version and it's gonna be long sleeved. Last time I showed you I had done the back, but I've now done the front and also joined for the body. So I'm very, very pleased with that, with the progress. Specifically since one of the other new cast-ons was my main focus. So I'm really happy with this. I am making the Lusk Tee with the Hobie Black Friday sock yarn in white, as well as these black and gray are from the Wednesday yarn countdown to Halloween from Atelier Wool Based. I will not have enough of this yarn, so I'm also using Hobie Unicorn to fill out the rest of the black stripes, and I need something to find for the gray. I have a gray, but it's a light gray, and I would like to find a darker gray that matches better with this one. It doesn't have to be identical, but just a better fit. I am really enjoying this. This is now my mindless knit in the round. I always need a stockinette in a round project, so I'm glad that this is joined in the body. Let me show you the project that actually has been the main focus, and that is my winter doodle sweater by Pacific Knit Co. And this is how far we got. So I started this sweater 2 years ago. No, I wanted to start it 2 years ago. I think I started it last year. Didn't get to it and my tension was too tight. So I ripped it all out and started over 3 days before Christmas. Again, this year I did not have time to start in time. And I was like, yeah, we're not gonna push it further into another year. I'm not doing it in November, December again when it's busy. I still feel like it. Let's do it now. So I have decided to focus as much on the color work for this to get that one done in the festive period. And that worked. The color work is blocked. This is not yet. I need to do that now. I really wanted to see if my tension was right, if the fit was good. Because I want to make a Disney colorwork sweater. But the pattern in that book is sport weight yarn, which is harder to find, and I would like to find it in the Breidagen in 2 weeks. So I wanted to see if this fit of this colorwork was good, so I can use those charts in this pattern and make it in DK weight, because A, it goes faster and I need it at the end of the year, and B, DK weight is easier to find. So that's why I rushed through this, and I'm so pleased with the results. I love the colors, I love the charts. The thing is, I do not know exactly from which packs the charts are. I've used 2 holiday packs, I'm afraid. I think the hot chocolate one is in a different one than the gingerbread. But I love this so much. I'm so happy with this. So now I'm just doing a stockinette body. However, I did not go down a needle size after the color work. The pattern doesn't specify you need to go down a needle size. But color work gauge is usually tighter than just stockinette. So I have knitted about 5 centimeters. And what I want to do now is block it again. And see if the gauge here is very different than here. If it rows out or not. Because if it does, I'm gonna rip back that 5 centimeters and go down a needle size. And otherwise I can just continue with this one. But this is now stockinette in the round. Very happy with it. I will do one colorwork thing and the calves. I feel like maybe the peppermint stripes, maybe something else, I'm not sure. But oh boy, do I enjoy this. This is where all my time has gone through. This is what I've done in December, basically. At the end of December, though. So, yeah, this is 3 or 4 weeks work. I love this. I'm in love with this. But again, this is Pacific Knitco's winter doodle sweater. You can use any of her doodles in that sweater pattern, so you don't have to make a Christmas sweater. You can make any sweater you like with her doodles. She explains very clearly what doodle sizes you can use in which size you're knitting, if that makes sense. She has doodles with 12 or 24 stitches, and she specifies for every size that you can knit in that pattern which doodles to use for every increase you make. And that is very handy that all the mat is done for you. It is a very extensive pattern on how to doodle with it. I really enjoy it. I highly recommend it. The fit is great. I can't show you right now because I'm not on try on tubing. But I'll put in a picture when I did after blocking. I think I have a picture of that. If I do, here it is. I really enjoy it. I am making this sweater with Drops Merino Extra Fine Superwash Treated Extra Merino Wool, to see if I can have that on bare skin with no itchies. We will see. That is the cream. That is color 50. Then I have Hobie Black Friday sock yarn again in red. And I'm holding that double because it's fingering weight. And for the gingerbread man, I'm using Basic Merino by Katja, which is color 68. And this is 52% wool, 48% acrylic. Which I didn't know until I was knitting the black striped sweater with that same yarn. And then the blue is also Drops Merino Extra Fine, and that is color 29. And I'm making this sweater on a 4.5mm needle. That is what I hit gauge weight. Or I assume I didn't gauge watch again. I gauge watched last year. I didn't do it again, which probably wasn't smart, but it works out for me, so I don't have troubles. I don't mind. And then this year I'm doing it a tiny bit different. I am a very slow knitter. So the past 2 years, I have only been able to make 5 garments. 5 or 6 sweaters. Like the last year the garment was a dress, so. And that is not a lot. There are way more sweaters than that I would like to cast on, also that I have the yarn for. So what I decided to do is cast them all on except one, because that is the one I still need to buy yarn for. So I have the Christmas sweater that I'm focusing on today. That I'm focusing on this year. I have the Lusk Tee in fingering weight sweater form that I'm focusing on this year. I am still doing my mom's cardigan. So that is one of the sweaters. I will be doing a Disney colorwork one that I am hoping to find yarn for in 2.5 weeks. And then I can cast it on. And also I wanted to do the Lannark. The Lannark is a pattern by Rebecca Clow again. I have been wanting to do this for 3 years. I've been extremely intimidated by the Fisherman's rib for no good reason. Because when I swatched it, it didn't turn out to be that hard anyway. So I have casted it on, but I'm not far into it because I wanted to get both the Lusk as well as the colorwork sweater onto the body. And now if I want to fiddle with construction, this is the sweater for me. This is my Lannark color. This is all I've done, but I'm really enjoying it. It's bringing me a lot of joy. It's gonna be a double folded color. That's why the line is here. I did an improvisational cast on, so I can make this the length of the collar and then do it again and then knit them together for the rest of the body. That is how she recommends doing it. I did not invent that. I am knitting it on 3.5 millimeter needle. I like the fabric better when it was a 4 because it's more drapey, but this sweater needs to be sturdy. It is kind of made for outwear as well, or that's how it looks at least. Look, this is the pattern. It's a quarter zip. I love quarter zips. I wanted to make this sweater so much. So when I found these bubblegum yarns from Hobbii, I just had to do it. So I have Merino Care 100 Superwash Merino wool by Hobbii. This is color bubblegum, which is color 14. And it's a pink with a bit of red in it. And I also have Alpaca Blaze, which is 40% acrylic, 30% alpaca, 30% polyamide. So that should help with the sweater holding up. This is color 50. They matched way more on screen than they do in real life. But I kind of like it. I like the marled effect they give. So I'm really pleased with it, and this is now gonna be my not mindless knitting. The other two sweaters are now my mindless knitting, and this is my I want to work on something and engage my brain sweater. I also have the Mosaic Nightmare Before Christmas scarf for that. That is what I'm focusing on currently, but I've just gotten it around yesterday and I did one row. So I'm not going to show it today, but yeah, I imagine you will be seeing that in the next podcast episode a lot. Because I try to work on that a lot now. I really want to get my Disney knits in. So I have a long time and I'm definitely finished before December. So I can wear them all when I go to Disneyland Paris. Then there is one more project that I was a bit surprised you didn't see yet. But it is socks. These are ribbed socks. It's a 3x1 rib. And I'm making the leg way longer than I usually do. Normally I do 50 rows. I am currently on 90 rows. I want it to be sort of socks and leg warmers in one. So I think I'm going to 100 or 120. I have to weigh it to see how far I can go. And I'm making this with the big skein from the Wednesday Yarn Countdown to Halloween from Atelier Wool Based. This is how it looks. And I think it's so pretty. This is absolutely me in a yarn. Like the black, the pink, the purples. I love it. So this is my take with me to work kind of project. But I have to measure. I have to weigh it to see how far I can go. How many more rows I can do before I need to go on to the heel. But I'm excited. Honestly, it feels really good to have all the sweaters cast on except one. I will be casting that on in February when I got the yarn. It feels good to know what I'm working on this year, focusing on the projects I really wanted to get. I really wanted to knit. If it turns out that I finished them all and I still have time left in the year to cast on a new sweater, I will do the Mabel cardigan. I really want to knit a cardigan. But with the... Yeah, I just got a Disney knitting book for Christmas. I loved that Belle and the Beast sweater. It looks like this. I really wanted it and I wanted to wear it in Disneyland Paris. So that came scooting in. And that meant that my queue of 5 sweaters was full. But if I somehow manage to, you know, get one done earlier or have time left, I will put on the Meadow cardigan because I really want to make a cardigan. And I have the yarn for it. So I am excited about the knitting plans for this year. I've made a whole video about it. If you haven't checked that out yet, go do so. I will link it. Oh, and there is one more project. But I can't really show you a lot because I just started it. And then I remembered I had to film instead of crochet. So we're not far in yet. But I have started at the bottom of the crochet project bag. This is how it looks. I'm going to do the color block. I'm working with Royals van Zeeman. For the bottom is black. And I still had some violet by Veritas. In my stash, this is also acrylic yarn. It is super bright pink, so I think those color blocks will look good. I bought this yarn in Belgium when I was there on holiday years ago with my mom. So it's time to use it up, and I can always use a project bag. We are making project bags with the stitch ridges in January and February. So if you want to join, there is a video all about it with links to the free patterns. You can also find the free patterns on the Discord, as well as lovely people who are willing to help you out if you're new to this or if you're stuck. I just started today. This is my bottom. And, you know, we're just going to expand this, and then we have a project bag that is... Oh, I got one out. All right. That's fair. That was it. That were all the projects I'm currently working on. Not everything that is on rotation, but, you know, I didn't touch them enough to show you today. Let me know what you have been working on while watching this maybe, or what you're working on in general. If you like this video, please like, subscribe if you want to see more chaos from me, and I will see you in the next one.